Edson Arantes do Nascimento, known as Pele, born the 23rd of October 1940, is a Brazilian former professional footballer who played as a forward. Regarded as one of the greatest players of all time, and labeled the greatest by FIFA. He was among the most successful and popular sports figures of the 20th century. In 1999, he was named Athlete of the Century by the International Olympic Committee, and was included in the Time list of the 100 most important people of the 20th century. In 2000, Pele was voted World Player of the Century by the International Federation of Football History and Statistics, IFFHS, and was one of the two joint winners of the FIFA Player of the Century. His 1,279 goals in 1,363 games, which includes friendlies, is recognized as a Guinness World Record. Pele began playing for Santos at age 15 and the Brazil national team at 16. During his international career, he won 3 FIFA World Cups, 1958, 1962, and 1970, the only player to do so. Pele is the all-time leading goalscorer for Brazil with 77 goals in 92 games. At club level, he is Santos' all-time top goalscorer with 643 goals from 659 games. In a golden era for Santos, he led the club to the 1962 and 1963 Copa Libertadores, and to the 1962 and 1963 Intercontinental Cup. Credited with connecting the phrase, "the beautiful game," with football, Pele's electrifying play and penchant for spectacular goals made him a star around the world, and his teams toured internationally in order to take full advantage of his popularity. During his playing days, Pele was for a period the best-paid athlete in the world. Since retiring in 1977, Pele has been a worldwide ambassador for football and has made many acting and commercial ventures. In 2010, he was named the honorary president of the New York Cosmos. Diego Armando Maradona, known as Maradona, born at the 30th of October 1960 and passed away the 25th of November 2020, was an Argentine professional football player and manager. Widely regarded as one of the greatest players in the history of the sport, he was one of the two joint winners of the FIFA Player of the 20th Century award. Maradona's vision, passing, ball control, and dribbling skills were combined with his small stature, which gave him a low center of gravity, allowing him to maneuver better than most other players. His presence and leadership on the field had a great effect on his team's general performance, while he would often be singled out by the opposition. In addition to his creative abilities, he possessed an eye for goal and was known to be a free kick specialist. A precocious talent, Maradona was given the nickname El Pibe de Oro, the Golden Boy, a name that stuck with him throughout his career. He also had a troubled off-field life and was banned in both 1991 and 1994 for abusing drugs. An advanced playmaker who operated in the classic number 10 position, Maradona was the first player to set the world record transfer fee twice. In 1982 when he transferred to Barcelona for £5 million, and in 1984 when he moved to Napoli for a fee of £6.9 million. He played for Argentinos Juniors, Boca Juniors, Barcelona, Napoli, Sevilla, and Newell's Old Boys during his club career, and is most famous for his time at Napoli where he won numerous accolades. In his international career with Argentina, he earned 91 caps and scored 34 goals. Maradona played in 4 FIFA World Cups, including the 1986 World Cup in Mexico, where he captained Argentina and led them to victory over West Germany in the final, and won the Golden Ball as the tournament's best player. In the 1986 World Cup quarter-final, he scored both goals in a 2-1 victory over England that entered football history for 2 different reasons. The first goal was an unpenalized handling foul known as the Hand of God, while the second goal followed a 60 meters, 66 yards dribble past 5 England players, voted Goal of the Century by FIFA.com voters in 2002.
Hendrik Johannes Cruyff, known as Johan Cruyff, born the 25th of April 1947 and passed away the 24th of March 2016, was a Dutch professional football player and manager. As a player, he won the Ballon d'Or 3 times, in 1971, 1973, and 1974. Cruyff was a proponent of the football philosophy known as total football explored by Rinus Michels. He is widely regarded as one of the greatest players in the history of the sport, as well as one of its best managers ever. He is also considered to be one of the most influential figures in modern football. In the late 1960s and early 1970s, Dutch football rose from a semi-professional and obscure level to become a powerhouse in the sport. Cruyff led the Netherlands to the final of the 1974 FIFA World Cup and received the Golden Ball as player of the tournament. After finishing third in UEFA Euro 1976, Cruyff refused to play in the 1978 FIFA World Cup after a kidnapping attempt targeting him and his family in their Barcelona home dissuaded him from football. At club level, Cruyff started his career at Ajax, where he won 8 Eredivisie titles, 3 European Cups and 1 Intercontinental Cup. In 1973, he moved to Barcelona for a world record transfer fee, helping the team win La Liga in his first season and winning the Ballon d'Or. After retiring from playing in 1984, Cruyff became highly successful as manager of Ajax and later Barcelona. He remained an influential advisor to both clubs after his coaching tenures. His son Jordi also played football professionally for Barcelona. Michel François Platini, known as Michel Platini, born the 21st of June 1955, is a French football administrator and former player and manager. Regarded as one of the greatest footballers of all time, Platini won the Ballon d'Or 3 times in a row, in 1983, 1984 and 1985, and came 7th in the FIFA Player of the Century vote. In recognition of his achievements, he was named a Chevalier of the Légion d'Honneur in 1985 and became an officier in 1998. As the president of UEFA in 2015, he was banned from involvement in football under FIFA's organization, over ethics violations. The ban will last until 2023. During his career, Platini played for the clubs Nancy, Saint-Étienne, and Juventus. Nicknamed Le Roi, the King, for his ability and leadership, he was a prolific goalscorer. He won the Serie A Capocannoniere Award 3 consecutive times between 1983 and 1985, and was the top scorer of Juventus's victorious 1984-85 European Cup campaign. Platini was a key player of the France national team that won the 1984 European Championship, a tournament in which he was the top scorer and best player, and reached the semi-finals of the 1982 and 1986 World Cups. Together with midfielders Alain Giresse, Luis Fernandez and Jean Tigana, he formed the Quart Magic Square, of the French team in the 1980s. Platini was his country's record goalscorer until 2007, and held the record for most goals, 9, scored in the European Championship until being surpassed by Cristiano Ronaldo in 2021, despite only appearing in the victorious 1984 edition.
Franz Anton Beckenbauer, known as Franz Beckenbauer, born the 11th of September 1945, is a German former professional footballer and manager. In his playing career he was nicknamed Der Kaiser, the Emperor, because of his elegant style, dominance and leadership on the field, and also as his first name, Franz, is reminiscent of the Austrian emperors. He is widely regarded to be one of the greatest players in the history of the sport. A versatile player who started out as a midfielder, Beckenbauer made his name as a central defender. He is often credited as having invented the role of the modern sweeper, libero. Twice named European Footballer of the Year, Beckenbauer appeared 103 times for West Germany and played in 3 FIFA World Cups and 2 European Championships. He is one of 3 men, along with Brazil's Mario Zagallo and France's Didier Deschamps, to have won the World Cup as a player and as a manager. He lifted the World Cup trophy as captain in 1974, and repeated the feat as a manager in 1990. He was the first captain to lift the World Cup and European Championship at international level and the European Cup at club level. He was named in the World Team of the 20th Century in 1998, the FIFA World Cup Dream Team in 2002, the Ballon d'Or Dream Team in 2020, and in 2004 was listed in the FIFA 100 of the world's greatest living players.
Ronaldo Luis Nazario de Lima, known as Ronaldo, born the 18th of September 1976, commonly known as Ronaldo or Ronaldo Nazario, is a Brazilian business owner, president of La Liga club Real Valladolid, owner of Brasileiro Serie B club Cruzeiro, and a retired professional footballer who played as a striker. Nicknamed O Fenomeno, the Phenomenon, and R9, he is widely considered one of the greatest players of all time. As a multifunctional striker who brought a new dimension to the position, Ronaldo has been an influence for a generation of strikers that have followed. His individual accolades include being named FIFA World Player of the Year 3 times and winning 2 Ballon d'Or awards. Ronaldo started his career at Cruzeiro and moved to PSV in 1994. He joined Barcelona in 1996 for a then world record transfer fee, and at 20 years old, he was named the 1996 FIFA World Player of the Year, making him the youngest recipient of the award. In 1997, Inter Milan broke the world record fee to sign Ronaldo, making him the first player since Diego Maradona to break the world transfer record twice. At 21, he received the 1997 Ballon d'Or and remains the youngest recipient of the award. By the age of 23, Ronaldo had scored over 200 goals for club and country. However, after a series of knee injuries and recuperation, he was inactive for almost 3 years. Ronaldo joined Real Madrid in 2002 and won the 2002-03 La Liga title. He had spells at AC Milan and Corinthians before retiring in 2011, having suffered further injuries. Ronaldo played for Brazil in 98 matches, scoring 62 goals, and is the third highest goalscorer for his national team. At age 17, he was the youngest member of the Brazilian squad that won the 1994 FIFA World Cup. At the 1998 FIFA World Cup, Ronaldo received the Golden Ball as the player of the tournament after he helped Brazil reach the final, where he suffered a convulsive fit hours before kickoff. He won the 2002 FIFA World Cup, starring in a front three with Ronaldinho and Rivaldo. He scored twice in the final and received the Golden Boot as the tournament's top goalscorer. At the 2006 FIFA World Cup, Ronaldo scored his 15th World Cup goal, tournament record at the time. He also won the 1997 Copa America, where he became the player of the tournament, and the 1999 Copa America, where he was the top goalscorer. Alfredo Stefano Di Stéfano Lolha, also known as Alfredo Di Stéfano, born the 4th of July 1926 and passed away the 7th of July 2014, was an Argentine-born professional footballer and coach who played as a forward, regarded as one of the greatest footballers of all time. Nicknamed Cita Rubia, Blonde Arrow, he is best known for his achievements with Real Madrid, where he was instrumental in the club's domination of the European Cup and La Liga during the 1950s and 1960s. Along with Francisco Gento and José María Zaraga, he was one of only 3 players to play a part in all 5 European Cup victories, scoring goals in each of the 5 finals. Di Stéfano played international football mostly for Spain after moving to Madrid, but he also played for Argentina and Colombia. Di Stéfano began his career at Argentina's River Plate aged 17, in 1943. For the 1946 season he was loaned to Club Atlético Huracán, but he returned to River in 1947. Due to a footballers' strike in Argentina in 1949, Di Stéfano went to play for Millonarios of Bogotá in the Colombian League. He won 6 league titles during the first 12 years of his career in Argentina and Colombia. Following his signing by Real Madrid, he was an integral part of one of the most successful teams of all time. He scored 216 league goals in 282 games for Real, then a club record, since surpassed by Raúl, Cristiano Ronaldo and Karim Benzema, striking up a successful partnership with Ferenc Puskás. Di Stéfano's 49 goals in 58 matches was the all-time highest tally in the European Cup. The record has since been surpassed by several players, including the aforementioned Real Madrid trio. Di Stéfano scored in 5 consecutive European Cup finals for Real Madrid between 1956 and 1960, including a hat-trick in the last. Perhaps the highlight of his time with the club was their 7-3 victory over Eintracht Frankfurt in the 1960 final at Hamden Park, a game many consider to be the finest exhibition of club football ever witnessed in Europe. He moved to Espanyol in 1964 and played there until retiring at the age of 40.
Giuseppe Meazza, born the 23rd of August 1910 and passed away the 21st of August 1979, also known as Illinois Balilla, was an Italian football manager and player. Throughout his career, he played mainly for Inter Milan in the 1930s, scoring 242 goals in 365 games for the club and winning 3 Serie A titles, as well as the Coppa Italia. He later also played for local rivals Milan, as well as Turin rivals Juventus, in addition to his spells with Varese and Atalanta. At international level, he led Italy to win 2 consecutive World Cups, in 1934 on home soil, and in 1938 as captain, he was named to the All-Star team and won the Golden Ball Award at the 1934 World Cup, as the tournament's best player. Meazza is widely considered one of the greatest footballers of all time, as well as being regarded by many in the sport as Italy's greatest ever player. Giuseppe Prisco and Gianni Brea considered him to be the greatest footballer of all time.
Manuel Francisco dos Santos, born October 28, 1933 and pass away January 20, 1983, nicknamed Main Garrincha, best known as simply Garrincha, Little Bird, was a Brazilian professional footballer who played as a right winger. He is widely regarded as one of the greatest players of all time, and by some, the greatest dribbler ever. Garrincha played a vital role in Brazil's 1958 and 1962 World Cup victories. In 1962, when Pele got injured, Garrincha led Brazil to a World Cup victory with a dominating performance throughout the tournament. He also became the first player to win Golden Ball, Player of the Tournament, Golden Boot, Leading Goal Scorer, and the World Cup in the same tournament. He was also named in the World Cup All-Star teams of both 1958 World Cup and 1962 World Cup. Sir Robert Charlton CBE, born October 11, 1937, also known as Bobby Charlton, is an English former footballer who played either as a midfielder or a forward. Considered one of the greatest players of all time, he was a member of the England team that won the 1966 FIFA World Cup, the year he also won the Ballon d'Or. He finished second in the Ballon d'Or in 1967 and 1968. He played almost all of his club football at Manchester United, where he became renowned for his attacking instincts, his passing abilities from midfield and his ferocious long-range shot, as well as his fitness and stamina. He was cautioned only twice in his career, once against Argentina in the 1966 World Cup, and once in a league match against Chelsea. His elder brother Jack, who was also in the World Cup winning team, was a former defender for Leeds United and international manager.